Yet another week of investigation into the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 is nearly at an end, and it is laborious. We learned today that explosive experts from the Czechoslovak company Semtex will visit Britain next week and try to determine whether plastic explosives actually made by Semtex were actually used to blow up Flight 103. There is still no clear picture of exactly what happened, and certainly no accurate assessment of who did it. There is a lot of finger-pointing. Today, a denial from one man whose group is frequently named as a possible suspect. Here's ABC's Barry Dunsmore.
Ahmed Jibril, head of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine General Command, has told ABC News in an exclusive interview in Damascus that his group is not guilty.
We are not involved. We renounce and reject all such acts.
But Jibril also says he is in a state of war with the Zionists, meaning the Israelis, and their supporters. And he admits he has agents in West Germany who, as part of their equipment, have plastic explosives and barometric triggering devices of the type believed used on Pan Am. But he adds,
we refuse to accept any finger pointed to us.
The finger is pointed because of incidents like this in April when a train carrying U.S. troops in West Germany hit a bomb believed planted by Jibril's group. In this case, no one was injured. Then came the roundup of an entire underground cell of Jibril's men in West Germany. The command headquarters of the group was located here above a pizzeria in a nondescript neighborhood of Frankfurt. West German police raided the apartment of Abdel Fattah Gandafar on October 26th. Among the weapons they found inside, 24 grenades, 25 Kalashnikovs, and 11 pounds of Semtex explosives. In a car of the group's leader was this radio containing 2 pounds of explosives and a barometric triggering device. Colonel William Corbett is an ABC consultant on security.
They could have conducted a hijacking, they could have conducted a bombing or an airport attack. So based upon their armaments, they could have done just about anything they wanted to do.
Western intelligence sources say they believe that when Jibril's group was apprehended in October, their target was actually an Iberian Airways flight from Madrid to Tel Aviv. But while the West Germans held and continue to question 3 of the group's leaders, a dozen other members were released several weeks prior to the Pan Am bombing. And so the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine General Command had men in place in West Germany. They had the equipment and the training to do the job. And as violent opponents of Yasser Arafat's PLO peace initiative, they had a strong motive to say they had not renounced terrorism. But having had their leaders arrested, could they have regrouped in time and still have done the Pan Am bombing in December?
Well, that really wouldn't fit their pattern. Their pattern has always been that when they're uncovered, they immediately go to ground. All of their plans are scrapped and they go back to the board and start at square one.
Until now, British, German, and American investigators have been unable to directly link the Jibril group and those in custody to the actual bombing. But they remain Washington's prime suspect. Barry Dunsmore, ABC News, Frankfurt.